compounding effect, if you know you've done the big thing you need to do and you want to stack those wins consistently, people who constantly win and have the winner effect, which is a great book, do this every day on repeat. And they understand the difference of getting 1% success every single day and how these things are going to compound. The broke mindset of how most people think, they work for 2-3 hours, they don't see any difference from their business that week, and then they stop doing it. Now, this is where you have to have the discipline to make sure you do this on repeat. The second thing I want to kind of go on to is your health and fitness first. So for me, this is the big thing, particularly if you sell fitness products and you're a fitness trainer. If you are a fat personal trainer, you are really going to struggle. It's going to be difficult for you to sell fitness programs because you're kind of living a lie. So one of the things you also have to think about, one of the reasons people maybe aren't as successful as they want is they lack confidence. The quickest way that you can have confidence of something you can completely control is how you look. And when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror and like, yeah, I have respect for that. That's a big like chalk on the windboard for you for the day. And that's where these monumental, like tiny little decisions every day, the micro decisions are going to stack for you or stack against you. So first is make sure you're training correctly, make sure you're eating correctly, make sure you're hydrated, and also make sure you're sleeping correctly. Someone who's just had a newborn baby can talk about how difficult and challenging it is for people when they're highly sleep deprived to make good decisions. There was probably a week where I slept for like 5 days. I had like 3-4 hours sleep. And it was really bad towards one point where I was like, I am literally not allowing myself to make any decisions today. I'm literally just going to take everything on my calendar, appointment by appointment by appointment, and just get through the day. Now, this is where you have to understand that this is actually why I like going to the extremes in life. It reminds me of bodybuilding competing. If you can operate when you're completely screwed, how much easier is life when you're like 100%? And like your goal should be able to scale on easy mode, live your life on designed by easy mode. And that comes down to you actually putting the right fuel in the supercar of your body and your brain, which is what most people don't do. And most people look, and I can talk about supplement hacks for this all day long, but the easiest supplement hack you can have is just sleeping correctly for 7-8 hours a day. One of the things I'd highly recommend that everyone does is either use an Oura ring or a Whoop band. I have now, I had an Oura ring before, to track that. Now, do I look at this every single day? No. Personally, I like the phase when I was sleeping 4 hours for 5 nights in a week, like I had 1% recovery. I kind of had a joke of like, I don't know what happens when you get 0%, you die. Like, I have no idea. If anyone knows, you're welcome to send me a message on that. But this is where these things also need to be taken in context. And also you need to understand yourself. One of the best ways you can understand yourself is actually completing a personality test. So there's something called an ocean personality test. It's a very good thing to do to get maybe a greater understanding of yourself. You can also run this through AI, and it also ask it to give you advice in terms of how you should manage yourself better in your business. So for me, I'm very open to new ideas. So my problem is I get distracted. Now, I'll give you a great example comes to mind. I opened my WhatsApp this morning, probably an hour and a half before filming this, and someone was messaging me about, can you invest in this software thing I'm building? Someone else was messaging me about, do you want to come build this supplement company with me? And I'm like, me of Charlie of 2-3 years ago, yeah, but let's do all of this. I'm like, absolutely fucking not. Like, absolutely fucking not. I could not think of anything worse. And that from a decision-making framework is I know once you say yes to these things, how much work is required on the back end. But also, if you have big goals this year, you can't add more on your plate until you take stuff off. So what most people do, which is why they fail, and it's a great saying around this, is that a idiot will be a genius when an idiot's just doing one thing and the genius is doing 5. So your goal is success by subtraction, not addition, which is where most people think they need to do more, when actually in some realities you need to do less, but less, and focus on the right things, which kind of corresponds with what I said earlier on. Now, if you enjoyed this clip and you're a coach, creator, or a business owner and you want help in terms of how to scale your business using ads, AI, content, marketing, a lot of things we talk about on the show, then hit the link at the top line of our description in the YouTube video. You can book on a call with us and walk through the whole process, audit your business, and show you where there's huge, huge opportunities for you to scale.